What's up, guys? You're watching jmboytv, and we are back with another reaction. Today we'll be reacting to Lines on My Face live in Detroit by Peter Frampton. This was suggested by a patron, so you know I had to check it out. I think it's been a little while since I checked out some Peter Frampton. If you are a returning viewer to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel a ton. There are 100,000 of you guys that watch my videos and return to my videos, but over 85% of you guys are not subscribed. I know it can be easy to forget because my videos just pop up. I do the same thing sometimes. If this is your first time to the channel, I am new to the rock genre, exploring the mini classic rabbit holes, having a blast. If you want to join me on that journey, take a second to scroll down, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss a video when I post. It helps out the channel tremendously. And if you guys are interested in exclusive content or you want to ensure that I react to your suggestion, definitely consider checking out the Patreon. The link will be in the description. I have tons of reactions to classic songs that got blocked here from YouTube, songs that I know you guys would enjoy. That being said, let's get right into this video.
From that one thing she said, she spoke of strangers that don't sleep too bad. Kept on trying, buying time, not waiting on fate. Somehow I got the feeling too late. I saw where you came from, call out your name, but there's no answer. We live on your doorstep, made you my wife, I don't be there. While I laugh, lest I cry. Speed City, dirt and gritty, yeah, waving me goodbye. Now there's so many people, my family and friends, trying so hard to make me smile. Heartache man, so ice in her eyes. Frozen tears would never be a surprise. Well, you can't erase a dream. You can only wake me up. My mind is turning slower. Never do I accept defeat. Well, it don't matter. It don't matter. Still got a house I gotta eat. So where you came from, call out your name, but there's no answer. We live on your doorstep, made you my wife, I don't need it.
I'll be completely honest here. I could listen to that all day. I could listen to that for hours on end. This is one of those things you just sit there and savor. It really doesn't get old. I really enjoyed the bass line on this song. I love the keyboard and the drums. But Peter Frampton was the star of the show, obviously. His guitar work overall was impeccable. He was really showing off some skill here. I'd have to say my favorite part of his guitar playing was like that beginning section. I think around like the 1 minute mark. He was just doing these scales with just so much flavor, so much swagger. Like it was just itching my brain in all the right places. He had some absolutely amazing solos on here. And not to mention this guy's voice. He has a great voice and a signature sound. This was really a joy to listen to. I think I have a couple more reactions coming up from this exact concert, so I'm looking forward to those. Let's go ahead and check out the lyrics on this song. He said, lines on my head from that one thing she said. She spoke of strangers that don't sleep to a bed. She kept on trying, buying time, not waiting on fate. I somehow got the feeling that I opened my eyes too late. Man, some deep stuff right there. So he's referring to being like deeply troubled or stressed out by the things that his ex-girlfriend said. Well, I assume it's his ex. He's recalling the conversation about her saying that they were two strangers sleeping in the bed and how she was trying to make things right and make things better and not wait on fate, but he said he opened his eyes too late. So she saw the problem, she acknowledged the problem, she tried to work on the problem, but he couldn't see the same thing that she was seeing at the time. He only realized in hindsight what she was trying to do, what she was trying to accomplish, and he couldn't see it in time to save the relationship. So now essentially I think he's haunted by the memory of these conversations that they were having and how it's so clear to him now, but like he was so blind to it at the time. So some really deep stuff here. The chorus goes, I saw where you came from, called out your name, but there's no answer. We lived on your doorstep, I made you my wife, but I don't need that. So I think right here he's saying like he saw the problem and he tried to remedy it, but it was kind of too late. She wasn't necessarily responding to the ways that he was trying to reach out to her. He said, I called your name, but there was no answer. And then he said, I lived on your doorstep. So maybe he got right up to the problem, but never got inside the house to really see what was going on. So he could see the problem and acknowledge it, but he couldn't fully understand it. Then he says, I made you my wife, but I don't need that. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but I think he's saying like, I tried to remedy it by making a commitment to her in marriage, but that's not really what he needed to remedy the situation. He needed to be more mature. He needed to be more understanding. He just did what he thought she might have wanted, and it turned out not to be the case. Next verse, he says, lines on my face while I laugh lest I cry. Speed City, dirty and gritty, waving me goodbye. So many people, family of friends, trying so hard to make me smile until this heartache mends. So I think he's kind of saying here he was trying to laugh through the pain. He said lines on my face while I laugh lest I cry. So if he didn't laugh, he would be crying instead. And even though he was laughing, he would still get the lines on his face, just indicating the stress or despair that he was feeling. Then he talks about his family trying to cheer him up, his friends trying to cheer him up, but it just didn't work. He was just way too heartbroken. And so I think he's saying he like left the city behind to try to escape those memories of them being together there. He said, Speed City, dirt and gritty, waving me goodbye. So he couldn't even stand to be in the city where they made so many memories because they just triggered his thoughts all the time. He would see something and it would remind him of her and remind him of his devastation, the mistakes that he made in the relationship that ultimately led to its end. So he's really expressing some deep sentiments here. Last verse I'll go over, he says, ice in her eyes, frozen tears would never be a surprise. You can't erase a dream, you can only wake me up. My mind is turning slower, never to accept defeat. It don't matter where I live, I still got a house to heat. So this is a very powerful picture he's painting here. He said ice in her eyes, frozen tears would never be a surprise. So he feels the coldness and the distance from her, and she's so cold on the inside that if she cried, the tears would freeze and he wouldn't be surprised by it. So she's basically completely unavailable, almost like dead on the inside. Whatever he did, whatever he put her through, just really affected her a great deal. Then he says, you can never erase a dream, you can only wake me up. So my vision for how I wanted my relationship to be or turn out, it will always remain because it's the ideal scenario. But when I get woken up, I'm hit with this reality of what my relationship turned out to be. Polar opposite of what I've been dreaming. So he could never forget how he thought things would go and how they actually turned out. And this just shows how much it affects him and how much he like thinks about it. Next he said, my mind is turning slower, never to accept defeat. I think maybe he's saying he's like slowing down in general. So maybe getting older or something, but he still doesn't want to give up on that dream of, you know, having that ideal relationship that he was looking for. And then he talks about how he has to keep pushing, has to keep, you know, doing his duties because he has a house to heat. So he can't just, you know, fall into a deep depression and just give up on everything. He still has to get up and work and, you know, go for whatever it is that he wants. So man, these are some deep lyrics. This song was a joy to listen to. Great recommendation from you guys. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy the content. And I'll catch you guys on the flip.